I suppose there's many of you right now watching this that listen to music when you ride. I know some people will criticize it, but it's something that I actually happen to enjoy doing if I'm doing long trips. It just makes the time go by a lot quicker. Now, on my iPhone, I have 15 playlists, and these are 10 songs that I include on every single playlist. Every single playlist, I actually have these songs. It's a real strange mixture, shall we say, of songs, but these are 10 songs that I need to have on every single playlist. Now, since this is YouTube, of course, I cannot play excerpts of them, but what I have done in the description box below, yes, right below there, I have included links, so if it's a song that you're not familiar with, you can click on it, see what it's like, and perhaps you even like it as well. So, let's begin in no particular order with a band called Aphrodites Child. Aphrodites Child. Now, this is a band that came from Greece. They recorded 3 albums in the late 60s and early 1970s. The song is called It's 5 O'Clock. Now, I'm showing you the cover for the 45 RPM, and if you look at the guy that happens to be on the right, some of you will say, well, he looks familiar. Actually, he should be familiar. In the 1970s and 80s, he was a very famous singer, actually, that sang in a number of languages, kind of in the Schlager tone, by the name of Demis Roussos. This is when he was a lot thinner. One of the other members in the band was Vangelis, who did the soundtracks to the film Chariots of Fire, as well as a number of others. This band actually is I actually enjoy them. They have a bit of a cult following in the progressive rock, glam rock, baroque rock, experimental rock style. But this was actually a single of theirs that was actually very popular at the time. The number 2 song on my list has to be the Beatles and Back in the USSR from the Beatles' White Album. There's a lot of songs on the album that are my favorites, but this is actually one of my favorites that I always include. Number 3. You're saying to yourself, these 2 guys look familiar. Well, it's Benny Andersson and Bjorn Ulvaeus from the Swedish pop band ABBA. Now, before they formed ABBA, the 2 of them actually had their own band together. My Swedish is absolutely horrible, so I'm going to do my best to pronounce it. It's pronounced Gamla Sol. Link to hear it below. The 2 of them actually had been in other bands before they came together, and I think the songs from this album came out probably a year before they did Ring Ring and Waterloo and all the rest. The next one on my list is Depeche Mode and Enjoy the Silence. This is the band that actually I went to see a number of times, 6 times, between 1988 and 1995. But this is one particular one that happens to be one of my favorites of all. The next one on the list is Asha, a band that I saw twice. This is from their debut album, which features, of course, the song Take On Me. But this is one of the other singles from it called Train of Thought. It's one of, actually, I kind of prefer Train of Thought to Take On Me. Many of you right now are saying, what's this? Well, this is the soundtrack to a Bollywood film, a very famous Bollywood film that came out in 1971 called Hare Rama Hare Krishna. Starred and was directed and written by Devanand. The artists who did the songs on it, well, there were a few. There was Kishore Kumar, and one of the best songs in the movie called Dum Maro Dum that was sung by probably one of the legendary Bollywood singers of all time. She literally recorded thousands and thousands of songs for a number of Bollywood films beginning in the late 1950s, all up until until when she died, actually. This is probably one of the greatest numbers from the film. It's called Dum Maro Dum. If you find a copy of this film online, I would suggest you watch it. It is actually really good. The music from this film is phenomenal. It is phenomenal. This one is an album by Corea. The album is called Return to Forever. And one of the tracks from this album is called What Game Shall We Play Today? which is one of my favorite songs from this album. Great, great album. The whole album is really good, but this is only the one song on it that I have on all of my playlists, like the previous ones that I just showed you. Yes, of course, Frank Sinatra with the Coffee Song. Now, this is a song that Frank Sinatra recorded twice. First for the Columbia label when he was back in the 1940s and early 1950s before he went to Capitol, and then when he started his own label, Reprise. The Columbia version of the song I'm not a fan of, but it's the one that was by on his own label, Reprise, which is arranged by Johnny Mandel. Great, great number. Sean Paul and Get Busy. Now, the version I have of this song on my playlists is the extended play. It's a great, great song. It's one of my favorites of all time. And I should mention that actually on my playlist, I do have things like Taylor Swift and Justin Bieber. And then I have like AC/DC, and I have Johann Sebastian Bach and Richard Wagner, and a lot of jazz. I mean, it really is a mixture, even some country and western songs by some of my favorite country western artists, which I'll talk about perhaps another day. Toto and Africa. This, of course, is a song that they're heavily identified with, and it is definitely one of my favorites that's on all of my playlists. Now, on my playlist, I don't just have singles, but including some albums, full-length albums that I have all the songs back-to-back on each of the playlists. I have 10 of those, and those I will save one day for another video. Now, I'd like to find out what your favorite driving or riding songs are. Leave them in the comment section below. And as I said earlier, all the songs, of course, that I listed today, you can find links to them below. So if there's one that you're not familiar with, go and have it a listen. Maybe you might like it. Anyway, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.